right. Thank you, Priyam, for being part of and welcome to 26 Ideas Young Founders Inspiration Series. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here today with us.
Thanks, Vinay. Thanks for having me. I think you and I go way back, so it's very exciting.
I got hired by you, so
So
in my previous role.
it was a big win for me, to be honest. I'm very happy to do this, and of course, more than happy to be here. Thank you.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you. For everyone here, we have Priyam Malik. She's based in Singapore. She's been a HR leader for 14, 15 years, dominantly hiring leadership and across roles in Southeast Asia, India, Singapore, and other markets. So it's an absolute pleasure to have her and actually listen of people hiring and maybe put her in a spot if we can. So, Prem, if you're ready, we're ready.
Yes, Vinay, let's go.
All right. You've scaled teams from scratch, especially taking Bird from 15 people to 150. What has been the most unexpected challenge of building that fast?
Yeah. Of course, I think it was when you and I both worked on that journey together. So I'm sure learned as well as delivered. But for me, hiring is all about two things predominantly. It is speed, which we delivered on, and it's also quality. Right? It's as simple. So it's speed and quality. When you move at that speed, the challenge is to get the right quality of talent into the company. Right? So you cannot have both excelled together. So the challenge was get good and great people into the organization while we move at 5x speed, right? So the quality.
Yeah. We made our mistakes. A couple of hires. I won't say mistakes in the sense we could have, if we had more time, we would have thought through those hires in hindsight, wouldn't we?
Yeah. So it's one thing or the other takes a hit, and I think in an ideal scenario for a business leader like yourself or for me as a team professional, if we get both speed and quality right, I think we have done our jobs, right? So but not always easy. It's easy to said than done.
So at Kenvue, you're shaping talent across Southeast Asia again. If you had to sell Southeast Asia's talent market to a global CEO in one sentence, what would you say?
Yeah, very difficult. With very diverse, very diverse. Of course, I'm biased, right? I mean that's this is my region, if I can call it that. But still easy to sell. Honestly, this is a region that brings in creativity, agility, and hustle to a global organization, right? So if it's a business leader I'm talking to and they look for a growing market with abundant great talent, which is agile, can hustle and is creative, I think Southeast Asia is the place to be. Plus adding on top of diversity, right? So I think that's the beauty of Southeast Asia. It is diverse.
Yeah, it's amazing. You said two key words, right? Diversity and hustle, right? And all across Southeast Asia, both you and I have seen that there is a lot of passion and hustle and commitment for the folks who join meaningful companies, right? So I couldn't agree more. You've hired across from hiring sales leaders to country managers, GTM roles. They all sound glamorous. It's fun. I got a GM of a region, revenue leader of a region. What's the messiest behind the scenes reality of hiring these leaders?
These are obviously glamorous sounding roles with huge responsibility and making it I think the messy bit or the tough or the challenging bit is, for example, if you have 4 people evaluating the same talent, how do we ensure objectivity and consistency across people interviewing for this talent? Right? For example, if it's you, me, and 2 other folks evaluating 10 people for one role, how are we ensuring that 4 of us evaluate one talent in the similar manner and not repeat the same buckets of questions? Typically, why do you want to join? What's your success like? Like if all 4 ask the same question, then I don't think we get the maximum from interviews, right? Because interviews are, say, even if it's 1 hour, and not always the most powerful tool, right? So the messiest bit is to ensure that if it's 4 conversations, get a different piece from a candidate across 4 levels, not the same piece of information.
Did I make my hiring hard for you guys?
No, I think that's where you brought in objectivity, right? Like if you remember, I'm sure you do. Like we kind of already knew what we're asking at what level, and ensuring those screening bits get out so that we focus on, say, top few candidates.
Yeah, it helps to have clarity and articulation, right? And I think at least I equally enjoyed our journey together because we were partners together, not services to each other, right? Like most companies will treat HR as, oh, do this for me versus let's do this together, right? I think there's a huge difference there, which makes a difference. Not many would know. I didn't know this actually till I researched before this call. You actually started off as a software engineer at Accenture.
Yeah.
And then jumped into HR. What's that story about? That career pivot?
Yeah. No, I was a geek. I'm not that anymore. But
I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah, so I think that's a natural. I would say either you become an engineer or a doctor, right?
Yeah.
When we were studying and not with the current generation, and that's how I ended up at Accenture. But I think I was not happy, and that's the end, right? I was not happy.
Yeah.
I was not, and when you're not happy in your role, it's either because you don't have the skill, or if you have the skill, you are not really inspired by the work you do. And for me, that was it was a deal breaker. And obviously, you're young, you still want to see what's next. And I started thinking through, talking to more mentors in the in industries where earlier I didn't have access to that. Right, when you're in school, you really are not exposed to the corporate world. Whereas when you're in an organization, I think that's what youngsters should do a lot more. Talk to people across industries, leaders, and really understand what does it mean to be in an organization. And those conversations then help me decide, okay, while it might sound cliche, but I am a people person, right? I like talking to people. I like making an impact. Marrying the dots into a people journey, that resonated the most with me. So of course, then I ended up doing my master's, and I think it's one of the best decisions I've taken.
With AI and remote work, and Bird was for large remote work organization. But you've seen some very interesting tech layoffs, and we'll speak about that in some other conversation. From your perspective, is the role of the recruiter becoming harder or smarter?
Again, still reflecting, still evolving, learning every day, because as we all know, AI is the buzzword. I think every, in fact, function has some tool or the other with different use cases coming across, right? But with what I've done recently, right, with Kenvue, we do use Microsoft Copilot because it's a product that is licensed. And I have an open mind, and in fact, in my team also, we do these regular conversations and sharing use cases as to how am I using the AI versus how somebody else is, and it is definitely making our jobs much more efficient. So I would say smarter. I'm leaning towards smarter, having more meaningful conversations rather than getting into operational mundane tasks, right? Like as simple as interview scheduling, it's become very automated. Drafting uniform messages, rather than me thinking, okay, write interview notes for a particular candidate, just give it to the tool, say these are my 4 bullets, and then they give it to you, right? So it is definitely making my job much more smarter and more efficient.
I think people's role is not going to go, it's going to evolve. I wrote an article on AI versus AI, which is artificial intelligence versus actual intelligence. So actual intelligence is needed and it's not going to go. So it'll get evolved and will be smarter and will be different. But I think the human aspect of that is, especially when in the function and the role you are in, not only of hiring, but people as a function, I think the human intelligence and the human IQ, EQ, both are needed extremely large, right?
100%. Yeah.
All right, we're going to go to the next section, the rapid fire. You cannot think. It's like a minus 10,000. It's like a minus 10,000 points if you think.
Oh my God. Okay. Let's go. No pressure.
Singapore street food or India's roadside chai?
India's roadside chai.
Even in Singapore? Even in Singapore?
Yes.
Oh my God. First thing you notice in a candidate: resume, confidence, or storytelling?
Storytelling.
Lovely. More challenging a hire, a country manager or a sales director?
Country manager. It's more.
Oh my God! I knew that was going to come. That's why I asked. Was I hard to be hired? Did I make hiring process hard?
It is end to end. It is holistic. It is.
That's true.
It's
a complex role. HR tech or human intuition? Who wins always?
I would still say human intuition.
Yeah,
That's me and that's my personality, and I think you can't take away intuition, right? So
yeah,
there is something called gut feeling, which cannot
yeah.
be taught. At least as of now, I don't know what will happen after.
Thank you, thank you. So that's it, Priyam. Thank you so much. It's been absolute wonderful talking to you. As always, your energy is amazing, and the work you do is equally and even more amazing. So, thank you again for being part of the Inspiration series. Yeah,
No, thanks, Vinay. This was a very good change for me, and I hope it makes a difference to some people in a very small manner. But I think what you're doing is outstanding. So kudos to you, and of course, wishing you the very best and your team as well.